Hello, and this PowerPoint is on Martian exploration with robotic vehicles. We mentioned Mariner and Viking last time, and NASA has continued the research with rovers and orbiters, which have sent information back to Earth. So data is sent from Martian rovers to the orbiters in Mars's orbit, and then relayed to Earth. And this has been the standard practice for over 10 years. So far, 48 gigabytes has been sent back in this way. And countless terabytes has been sent back from surface observations. Now, there's three major active Martian orbiters, Reconnaissance, Maven, and Mars Odyssey, which have sent information back for many years. And they can also perform experiments using raw data from Mars. In addition, Maven studies the atmosphere. One Mars orbiter, the Reconnaissance orbiter, is shown right here. This one is instrumental in sending information back from the on-surface rovers, which cannot communicate with Earth directly. Without this, countless hours and projects would not be possible. Reconnaissance was launched in 2006. It spent 10 successful years in orbit, sent 200 terabytes back to Earth, and has traversed 900 million miles in distance, and has about 45,000 orbits on Mars. A very impressive satellite, and a very successful one. And in addition, we've been studying the Mars atmosphere with Maven since 2013, and it is analyzing the troubled Martian atmosphere and how the top layers of the atmosphere have been lost due to Mars's lack of ozone layer and magnetic field. And it also seeks to study relevant issues to Earth's climate. Now, the Mars rovers include Spirit, Opportunity, and Curiosity, and Spirit and Opportunity have been twins. They have made groundbreaking discoveries in recent times, and Spirit no longer functions, but the other ones are still functioning to date, long past their life expectancies. Now, the parts of a rover are shown here, including the solar panels, panoramic camera, and antennas necessary to communicate with Earth and power the robotics. Notice that the electronics have to be kept warm, as shown in the bottom right-hand corner. And also notice the advanced scientific instruments, including these instruments right here: the thermal spectrometer, panoramic camera, Mossball spectrometer, and X-ray spectrometer, all of which are instrumental in imaging and determining the composition of minerals, which these rovers seek to do to understand the Martian terrestrial environment. The rover location is shown on this map, along with Viking and Pathfinder crafts. Opportunity was meant to go into a dried riverbed, where Spirit was sent in a more dissolute location, and Curiosity is shown here as well. The rugged climate of Mars is evident. The current status of the rovers: Spirit lost communication in 2010, but Opportunity and Curiosity are still active some 10 and 14 years later, respectively. In addition, advanced research is continuing to the present. And it should be noted that Opportunity and Spirit had a 90-day goal, so they have long exceeded their expectancy. So the goals of rover exploration have been constant for over 10 years. Determine if life could be present at any time, and identify rock and mineral content and atmospheric conditions, e.g. ultraviolet radiation. In addition, Spirit and Opportunity have analyzed volcanic rock and made terrestrial observations, and neither one have found conditions for life. And as mentioned earlier, Spirit has been dead since 2010, but it was the first rover on Mars, sent in 2003, when Mars was nearest to Earth. Opportunity, Spirit's twin, is still active, amazingly, and it is determined that water was once on Mars. We'll touch on that in a minute. And it landed in what was thought to be a former riverbed, and has analyzed rock and mineral content and discovered sulfate minerals with the instruments I mentioned earlier, which, for instance, identify pictures like this as well, the panoramic camera. Notice the interesting geography and real color image that was sent back to Earth. Really, it's beautiful images are sent back, and there's evidence of sedimentary rock that you can see in this picture here, And Curiosity would touch on this more and drilled into the Martian crust for the first time. And it found past environment was well suited to life. Curiosity was launched in 2011, some 8 years later from Opportunity and Spirit, and determined the age of the Martian crust at 4.2 billion years, according to JPL. The instruments on Curiosity include 10 times the amount of earlier rovers, and include things as chromatography and spectroscopy to try to identify even further what's in the minerals. And in addition, the atmosphere is being analyzed. Now, water has been found on Mars, and this is one of the many success stories of planetary exploration, and the Martian Reconnaissance Orbiter has identified surface lineae, as shown in the next picture, we'll see in a minute. But the water is briny and cold. It's a dark reddish color, as you'll see here in a minute. And part of the analysis was the perchlorates seen in this. So you can tell the lineae are shown in the picture on the right, and such photographs have proven beyond a doubt that water does in fact flow on Mars, in a very limited sense, but it does. And spectroscopy was used to prove this was in fact water and not some other liquid compound. So future plans include further exploration, a landing on an asteroid in the 2020s, and a landing on Mars in the 2030s, which would be instrumental in the research of this planet. And the goal of all this information gathering and experimentation is preparation for these future missions, the same way that probes were sent to the moon. Anyways, thank you and have an excellent day. I'm glad I was able to present.